Our next speaker is a man who wears many hats. He defines himself as an individual multi-contributor who also makes investments in startups and growth companies. With 33 years of tech business experience behind him, 20 of which at Nokia in a pioneering role, he is here today in the role of chairman of the board at Vertu to discuss how to engage the rich and wealthy. Please welcome Mr. Anssi Vanjoki.
Good afternoon. I know that in this audience we have some rich people. And I know that there are many people in this audience who want to be rich and wealthy. And there's nothing wrong with that. In Finland, in our egalitarian culture, we sometimes think that nobody actually should have more wealth than others. But that's a wrong thought in the global sense, because it's also the driving force to make things better. People who are yearning for something better, they are the ones who take the world forward. And like I said, I know that there are some rich and wealthy people in the audience and many who aspire to be one. There are today about 25 million people, that's like the population of Australia or Canada, who can be defined as rich statistically, meaning that after all the cash flow necessary to survive through the day, they have $1 million or 1 million euros free capital that they can invest, consume, do whatever they want with. And there is about 100 million wealthy people who aspire to be rich in this statistical sense. So actually that is not such a small market. And these people, like said, they have wealth. We have to look at these people not from the perspective that they would all be the same. The only thing that actually is common with them is that they have money. What's kind of surprising is that most of these people who we define as rich have inherited the money. So they never made it themselves, but they grew up with it. So the wealth was generated a long time ago. Another group, and what makes them special here is that they grow up and they always have money. Then another group of people is people who just work damn hard. They make a lot of stuff and they work hard, and over time they generate enough wealth to be called rich. Then you have people who just do it by pure luck. How many of you have participated to a lottery? Yeah, we all have. Why did we participate? Not only because it was for a good deed, but because we thought that we have a chance to win. And that's one group of people. There are many lotteries and other instances around the world organized all the time where a random person becomes a millionaire. Then you have people who serve in executive positions in large companies and become rich and wealthy through that kind of a position that they have had. And then we have what I think are most of the people around here today as well who aspire to be rich, who actually are what we could call self-made men and women, entrepreneurs who pursued their idea and became successful. These groups have certain behavioral traits, but one thing which is common to all of them is that when they consume, they don't only consume for the need that they have, but they also consume for wants and desires that they have. They spend money on things that actually are not that valuable when you look at the material cost or the intrinsic value that we have in something. But there is like an artificial value on top of that that actually has then led into the definition of the market for luxury. Market for luxury actually have its roots in art. Things that we enjoy, things that we kind of look at and we desire and we appreciate them. And we, in this way, consciously or unconsciously, think that the value of what we have is actually more than what is the material value of that. The market for luxury is a big market, because not only those 25 million people who are rich and wealthy, or the 100 million people who desire to be that, but also other people see the value in luxury. Just hands up here, how many of you have one or more items that you would define luxury? More. All the time, more hands coming up. So you have invested money in something where you rationally know that the value of this was not worth what you paid, but emotionally and irrationally you paid it because you thought it's great to have one. It's about ourselves, our own self-esteem, how we have learned to consume in a way where we fulfill those wants and desires, and it gives us a particular feel-good factor. We appreciate ourselves through the material consumption of luxury. Are these rich people that we want to engage, are they irresponsible because they do this? That they spend money on something that, you know, is not a need, but a desire or want? I really don't think so. Because what's also typical for luxury is that it tolerates the test of time. It's something that lasts long. And the feeling that we get from that lasts long. So in one way, one can say that actually investing and consuming luxury is an act of sustainability. Because quite often, similar things that are non-luxury are almost like single-use disposable products that we consume in high volumes, and in this way we load and consume natural resources in very different way than many of the luxury items that we buy. Some time ago, EQT Partners, myself and a couple of other individuals bought Vertu company from Nokia. It's a luxury phone maker. And it delivers a luxury item. Neat little thing that's so nice to have. It's functional, but it's also luxury. It's a feel-good product. It's a great opportunity for those who are not afraid. Who are not afraid of the rich and wealthy people. Because they also consume a lot of services and a lot of applications. But quite often those things are associated with their way of consuming, which is one that is based much more on wants and desires. One want and desire that, for example, here in Finland we don't associate that much with, because it's a very safe society. But not all places where rich and wealthy people live are safe. They are hostile. Applications and services that actually increase the feeling of safety and security are in high demand. A gateway for these and others could be a Vertu phone, because that's what those people have, and applications and service ideas that cater for the rich and wealthy, for the safety and security, are in high demand. So any one of you who has an idea of that, that might be a gateway for you. Another thing that's also associated with this luxury, of course, always is jewelry. Are there many women here who have a diamond ring? Hands up. Look there, even some of them dare to raise their hand because they are proud, they appreciate that probably it was a present from somebody. Again, the feeling is associated there. There's a whole new market opening that's kind of tailing things like the Vertu phone, which is functional jewelry. How many fuel band owners here? Nike fuel band, couple of them. That's a functional product, it's not luxury. But how about if that kind of a, let's say, activity meter would be a nice looking designer bracelet, but still providing also a functional utility for its user. I think those people here in the audience who have ideas, follow that lead again. There's a market and you can tail Vertu to enter that market. It's also so that it's the look and feel. How many of you have a style? Do you have a style? Yeah, we all have a style. These items, the luxury items, are expressions of style. And that's why we want to buy them. It's for our self-esteem and appreciation, as well as reflecting to other people the style that we associate with. Some people go to extraordinary difficulties and efforts to express their style in a beautiful way. It's high margin business. And if you really tick the right boxes, you can sell this at very high prices, at very high margins, to in fact quite a number of people. After all, the rich and wealthy were 25 million and those who aspire were 100 million. Most of the time, we forget these people. We just look at the mass and we think that the only way to fame and richness and successful business is to make something that's for everybody. That's right, but it's very, very difficult. I personally believe that segmenting the market and addressing particular consumer segments is a much better strategy for most of the ideas that people have. They start a company and want to grow. I think the luxury market and the rich and wealthy is not an easy market, but it's well-defined market. And focusing on that quite often also leads into being successful in larger segments. So I wanted to kind of share with everybody these thoughts, because we are changing Vertu. Those who know what Vertu is, it's like what I had in my pocket. A device that's functional, nicely designed and luxurious, but which from technological perspective, providing the utility, has not been a top-notch product. Watch this space. Sooner than later, you will see Vertu products that will be top-notch, also from functional perspective, and upgradable to the future. But they all happen in luxurious, beautiful design cases, made of the best of materials that both increase the utility and the value that we put on such devices as objects of desire, which we want to make. Thank you very much.